This is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down. And if you roll another blunt and keep your mouth shut, I tell you how I became the wicked nigga they call your life. Blackout, 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 yeah. Hey, blackout, man. They speak highly of me when I raise my voice. I gotta shoot a fucking free throw to make my point. My wittiness, leave them stuck in the wilderness.
Yeah, sorry about that, y'all. I had to get coffee. Because I am dying over here. Let's see. Instead of opening my mouth to pull out a topic to divert the conversation. You said you kill people for fun, essentially? Oh, does that bother you? I assume it would bother most people. But if I remember correctly, the Aztecs, well, they killed other strong warriors to transfer the strength to the sun. So what made you turn on a bunch of helpless students? Even as I asked the question, the inner crevices of my mind whisper quietly, is it worth it? Isn't this just prolonging an agonizing demise? But what other options do I have? Like, come think of it, mentioned this earlier, an executioner. Good observation, kid. Let's just say that that's no coincidence that all these victims are connected to the Akari's son. How fun. You're about to join that number? This makes me falter. Of course, if Yakihiko isn't the killer, but has a connection to every single victim, it has to bear significance. How could I have overlooked that? What do you have against Yakihiko? He's harmless, he's gentle. Feels like a little kid in a broken world, something so innocently innocent. I have nothing against Yakihiko. You're asking the wrong questions. Wait, he has nothing against Yakihiko? But he's killing people close to him. That's an incredibly drastic maneuver. Why would a serial killer suddenly focus his attention on someone like Yakihiko? Unless he works for him. No matter how hard I think, the answer eludes me. Can't falter. I can't let him remember to continue this game. Think. If I were a psychotic man who loved to kill people, no, inflict extreme agony, then why would I do such a thing? Like, why would I do it? What is Yahiko that I'm not? What does Yahiko have that I don't? Money. Yahiko is arrogant, a dreamer, easily excitable, oblivious. No, those are personal traits. The deep motive. The Akari's son. Ryota said before. The Akaris. If it doesn't have to do with past history, they don't know each other well at all. Then is it because of money? Money, connections. Yahiko is the son of two higher ups at Luminscape. If Ryota doesn't have anything against Yahiko, then could he have something against his parents? If you were aiming for Yahiko's parents, it seems a lot more effective to target the people around them. Still have that brain of yours, I see. Yes and no. Yes, since Yakihiko is just an easy avenue to his parents. But targeting the people around the parents themselves? Instant suspicion. Not to mention, artless and cliche. I thought you'd be smarter than that. A little thought bothers me. Why is he so open with this information? No, I don't have time to consider this. Right now, I have to accept it. Think more. I am a Ryota. Even now, I want to see blood, to hear screams too. No, something's clashing. Students aren't challenged. They're too easy for me. The wretched pests. Their deaths are simple and insignificant. They'll be remembered for what? A day? 2? Perhaps 5 years by their families? But eventually they will fade into insequential nothingness. Because they are young and meaningless. Another tally in the long list of missing persons. Whereas if I could get my hands on a politician or a world leader, or even a company executive, mourning. Mourning for weeks, months, years. Remembrance in history books. The man who killed the king, the president, or the emperor. I shall make my mark on society forever. A beautiful thread following up the space of intricate tapestry. But instead, I've decided to kill students to capture the insignificant little rodents just to put pressure on the Akari family. What joke? Why am I doing this? The Akari family is threatening me. No, certainly my judgment would be more swift. I would care not about my own death as long as I could have them suffer first. Were they threatening me, I would see them in their rooms the next night with a knife in my hand and a grin on my face. Capital punishment would be insignificant. I would face the chopping block gladly in that case. Money, perhaps someone is commissioning me with a monetary incentive. As if I paid off in blood. Currency is little of value to my psyche. If I really needed pocket change, a few black market inquiries would do. Perhaps I need something money cannot buy. Something only a certain commissioner has. The only way to get it is to pressure the Akaris, even if it means killing rabbits. To do that, I started with someone only slightly related to Yahiko, Midori Mano. They would not notice. Yahiko's may mourn the compassionate imbecile, but to the Akaris, it's just an insignificant disappearance. Then Toma, who interacted with their son on a greater level in the orientation group that Yahiko led, that may arouse some eyebrows and call for suspicion, but nothing that the Akaris can prove. Next is Akane, girlfriend of Soji, who was close to Yahiko due to the club. Shoji himself followed thereafter. A spiral of people with Yahiko Ikari as its center. The poor soul would not understand what was going on, but surely his parents would. And in return, I would receive something of enormous value, something that money cannot buy, even if it means that I must sacrifice a portion of my dignity. Oh my goodness, yo, what? What? You, Ryota, are on someone else's payroll. You are a freelancer with a client. You are no artist. You have no satisfaction. How mighty have fallen the predator, feared by all, able to strike whenever, wherever he is so pleased. Now a mindless guillotine with no will of its own. How great is your greed that you would betray your love of art for this? But oh, you fool, you conquered dogs and rats. It's like you claim that you learned from the mooks and the loaded luxes. Silence. His voice turns teams of ice, and I feel the psyche withering in. It's just so thrilling. And when they scream, how easy it must have been to forget. Just as a man can distract himself with symphonies, so can you distract himself with agony. But when you returned, when you lay your head on your pillow, you must have realized the business of your own insignificance. Rabbits, ponds, you are pest control. Don't test me, boy. But I'm caught in euphoria. A welcome distraction from the never-ending cycle of pain and panic that plagues me from before. Selling your soul for delusions, a pittance. Do you never wish to go back to the happier times, a time where you were a shadow with a name? The independent killings. Nothing is more fearsome than the unknown. The people who knew about them, were they terrified? Did they huddle in their beds overnight, unable to sleep, thinking that they could be next? Did it stroke your ego knowing that the one who held their fate in their hands was you? Or was those killings also at the discretion of your employer? Were they further connections that the police simply could not deduce? Was that also a pre-evil commission? Ryota grits his teeth and digs his finger into the nearest desk, but he doesn't say a word. Then I'm right. I'm right about everything. Here you are, the fearsome Cerberus, yet you are bound to a pathetic little leash. Caught up in corporate politics at that? Where there's nothing but big wigs bickering like little toddlers. What exactly do you need so badly? I can't imagine would you be craving love or friendship? Give me a quick reminder, like what else can money not buy? Respect? Natural good looks? A peace of mind? Or say an honest politician? Motives, Ryota. Motives are like interesting things, aren't they? Everybody likes to think that their motive is special and unique, but in the end, they're all the same. Money, love, power. Which one of those applies to you? Or do you still think you're all that special? That you're something more than an empty little puppet dancing around the strings of somebody else's fingers? What a sick existence. What an agonizing, wonderfully meaning existence. Yeah, I'ma stop it. This is not winning. Rui's voice shocks me out of character like a fish suddenly pulled out of water. I stand idly for a moment, mind blank. Not winning. Of course. I wanted to win over Ryota. I wanted to say it so badly that I have become Ryota, and I let myself stay him, even though I despise him more than I ever despise anyone. But even that isn't winning. That's just losing. Because to become Ryota, just to win the battle and lose the war. I'm already inflicting injury on innocent students with a metal pipe, just like Ryota would. If I lost my own mind. Cute display, kid. Cute. He smiled assuringly. Already recovered. His voice is calm, but I catch a note of tension that wasn't there before. I get the impression that I made a terrible mistake, and if I had proceeded, well, he would have snapped. What happened if he snapped? Would we have all looked like those two students bouncing chairs, broken, helpless, bleeding to death? I shouldn't have tried. But what else should I have done? Just gone along with the status quo? Would that have resulted in anything different? Now that's interesting. You're still missing something, aren't you? You think you read the whole book. You think you know how it ends. You think you know the whole pattern. But you're still blind. You see out of one eye, boy, not the other. Missing part of the pattern. I don't understand. Think harder, boy. So the sequence of deaths has to do with Yahiko. So what? So what? The gear in the back of my mind slowly begins to churn forward. Alright, all the deaths revolve around Yahiko. Specifically, over time, those deaths have gotten closer and closer to their expense center, almost like a whirlpool sucking in its surroundings. Closer to Yahiko. In the second school, the closest people to Yahiko are me, Ryu, and Masato. The inseparable gang that hangs out together day in and day out. Flailing through life with a bunch of rambunctious high school shenanigans. Of course. That's why he instantly picked up the phone. That was why he been prepared for my call. That's why he kidnapped Ruri. Because we were already the next ones on his list. No. Oh, that was quick. Congratulations. To be honest, boy, the Kurigane boy should be here too. But ha, guess what? He goes to bed too early. Out like a light. Doesn't answer his phone. I even prepared my whole excuse and everything. I suddenly feel so tired, weighed down. My intellect is fraying away. I can feel my sanity bleeding out of my body. Okay, so you're scared now because you realize that you're not leaving out of here alive. Okay, Yama. Even I'm not that stupid. I knew he wasn't gonna let you leave alive regardless. Cause you gotta think about it. One, you brought Ruri. You brought Ruri. So it's like, how is he going, like, you think he's going to really be stupid enough to let Ruri leave? It's like, okay, blame it on, like, his psychological, like, thing. But Rui's relatively normal. She got raised relatively normal. That's 2 against 1. You got 2 people that can, like, well, nah, you got, like, maybe 3 or 4 people that can plead for your insanity. But Ryota doesn't know that. But my point is, yeah, it's like, just let it end. It was all planned from the very beginning. I can't keep holding out. I can't prolong this misery. Try to one-up Ryota, and I only end up in a worse state than before. If the trend continues, my eyes drift aimlessly to the ground, then the pipe swaying limply between my fingers. Blood dripping quietly from the chairs. Small amount, terrifying small amount, given how much we inflicted. How much internal wound must there be? How much more pain? Now I know Ryota's motive and history. So what? I'm still an accomplice to manslaughter, bit by bit, wiping out the opportunities in this girl's life. The dream of playing on a sports team. Dream of being a pianist. Dream of marrying a normal guy and having normal kids. Shamelessly and brutally striking those dreams from existence with no method of recovery. She's someone who actually has an opportunity in life, and they've been taken away by someone else. The injustice of this world. Better be grateful I'm a patient man. Lesser beings would have peeled your forearm in layers for your insolence. The mental images pulse in front of my eyelids, and I stumble backwards. Nausea, surging to my throat. That's right, I'm just a kid trying to fight a seasoned serial killer. What was I thinking? I use my hands to push against the desk, shakingly trying to prop myself on my feet. I only collapse bonelessly to the ground, legs gelatining. Can't continue this way, not much longer. I see blood on the edge of the pipe in my hands, blood that's not there, blood that I know isn't there, but blood that seeps down. The metal coats my hands. Oh, silent save with strangled sobs, 2 injured children, 2 dying siblings side by side. Sorry. Well, I guess it's my turn again. And now I'm really giving you an advantage here by going first. Now you'll be 1 hit ahead. Please, let's just stop. He ignores my faint whispers and steps forward, adjusting the pipe. The boy's whimper incomprehensible, spilling out of his mouth. Sorry, kids, but the world doesn't listen to begging. And neither will I. He swings the pipe with vindictive justice. Perhaps to pay back for my insolence. I flinch instinctively this time, barely missing the moment of impact. Then screeching to the ground, piercing scream that rings. A light chuckle from the man who lost his mind. I force my eyes open. I catch an unfamiliar, pungent smell. Vomit dripping from the boy's mouth, pooling over the side of his chair to the floor below. My stomach turns over. My grip rattles against the pipe. Oh, yes. This is life. This is life, children. The beauty of pain has no substitute. I step forward, forcing words out of my dry mouth. We need to stop. I can't handle this. Oda swills on, joy in his eyes immediately dissipating. We're just getting to the good part. You saying you're going to forfeit? Quitters never prosper, boy. And you wouldn't wonder why you never prospered. And you wonder why you never prospered. I drop to my knees, harder than I intend, the shakiness of my limbs. Give my legs a solid blow against the ground. This is no longer an act. Groveling, showing vulnerability, it's not just another strategy anymore. I have no way out. No other hope. Please don't do this. Do what? I can't find the words, so I sweep my hand around the room. All of this? The whole captivity thing? The game? The fun? I manage my nod. Will you lick my shoe? He stomps on the ground in the puddle of the boy's vomit, shaking it teasingly at me. I don't make a move. Wait! Open my mouth, find words, nothing comes. The vomit gleams on the sole of his shoes, mocking me. Huey, instinctive sound, distress, gripping her chair with whitened hands. I stare at the shoe, willing myself to lean forward. I don't move. See, boy, you're not ready to really beg. Why? Because you're still clinging to your pride. Pathetic as it is. Some part of you believes that you still have control over this situation. Some part of you believes that some miracle will bail you out. If you were really to beg, if you were ready to beg, if you really threw away your pride, you wouldn't be aiming for the limbs, no. When you hold that pipe, you would be aiming right at the skull. This is why your only hope right now, the only hope for all of you, is death. But sadly for you, I don't like to rush my executions. It's just a waste. I shakingly clamber to my feet, weighing my arms on the table to pull myself up. Pride, belief, control of the situation. Do I really have any of those things? Maybe he's right. Maybe if I was really helpless, I wouldn't have already crushed 2 skulls and resigned myself to a long, excruciating death. But here I stand with a pipe, ready to hit again. Why? So now that your little dramatic stint is over, I believe it's your turn. He tilts his knife against the moonlight in Rui's direction, sending a flesh reminder of the stakes. Crud. This is getting pretty bad. Come on, man. What do you do, Yama? So you don't like to rush? I know your little tricks, boy. I'm not in the mood to entertain them. What is up? Yo, really? So the only way. So I gotta keep hurting this girl, basically. Wait, I did not mean to even do that. I can't just let things go on like this. Yo, I already know it's a bad ending. They purposely making me do this, yo. Like, why y'all purposely making me hurt these girls? Oh my fucking god. I grip the pipe. arm shaking as I raise it over my shoulders. Like, yo, come on. Like, I'm getting tired of this. But aren't you stuck here forever? Fight isn't getting too tiring. Aren't you exhausted? You're not strong enough to face this. Shake my head. Blah, blah, blah. Trying to shake it. Like, yo, we can't do this, Yama. This is wrong. We can't. I swing the pipe. No. No. The pipe drops out of my shaking hands. I lean heavily against the nearest desk. My knees too weak to support my weight. I can't do this. Oh, sure you can. You're doing great. He lifts the pipe over the boy whose face is coated in a mixture of sweat, tears, and singing over against his forehead. The boy's eyes slide to mine, begging silently, hating the day he was born. Aruda sends an icy smirk with a sheen of madness, reminding me of my earlier behavior. Payback, he seems to be saying, but I do nothing. The note is raw this time, raw from an overused throat that's been screaming more than it should. And when it descends into silence, I hear the breaths of two students rattling in their lungs, shallow anguish. The blood is starting to trickle from their mouths, slowly down the jaw and onto their pristine uniforms. Death would be far better option. How much time has passed? Feels like days, stressed out. Practically, I know that it can't be more than a few hours. The sun hasn't started rising yet, but holding out for this long only seems like delaying the inevitable. And in the meantime, harming innocents along the way? Why did it have to be you? Who? Be specific, boy. I wish it wasn't you. Shape up and tell me. Tell me. Ambiguity helps no one. You shouldn't have been the killer, Ryota. He was supposed to help me. He was supposed to get me through school, through drama, through life. Not this. Never this. I thought that you were with us. Why do you feel betrayed? Say this as a separate file. I thought you of all people. It wouldn't be you. Unfortunately, this is the fallacy of your own thinking. But why? Why you? You know nothing, boy. Quit your dawdling. That's enough, boy. Really? Ken. My goodness, man. I feel like attacking them. Yeah. Attacking them's not gonna do nothing. Yo, they dead serious on making me hurt this girl. Alright. I get it. I get it. I get it. Apparently abuse is like dope now. This is what we do. This is what we do now. Like, oh my goodness. I raise the pipe, but my grip falters as my eyes turn to the girl. She no longer has hate in her gaze. She doesn't even have the slightest hint of anguish. Everything's just empty. I whisper again that trivial excuse does nothing to help the situation. Sorry. This time she responds quietly, moving but her mouth. I know. I swing the pipe. Rebounds against my arms. The resounding scream is just another repeat. Another step on the broken record player. I falter backwards. The rumbling in my hands is of my own doing. No one held my arm. No one swung the pipe. Every blow was my choice. No one bears the blame but me. I don't know if I can continue on. There's no sign of sirens in the distance. No janitor making his rounds. Not even a student in my sight. Just 4 teenagers and a serial killer with a knife. That one solid pipe in my hands. I could say that I don't know what to do. I could say that I'm helpless. But it would be far more accurate to say I know exactly what to do. I'm too scared to do it. What, no begging this time? I'm almost disappointed. He strikes the boy again. A brutal blow crushes his fingers. The boy retches as he screeches, choking on his own vomit. The wet, crumpled cough that results is far more painful to hear than any scream. The sound of a human who is slowly dying. Stop it! Please stop it! Somehow! Step to the side of the girl, gripping the pipe so tightly that its rough passage began to dig into my palms. I gathered enough time. I tried my best. Police aren't coming. In a situation where there should be a way out, any way out, there is none. The only relief I can bring is by murdering as many students as I can. Murder. I've heard so many times that taking a life changes you. That once you get blood on your hands, you stop being human. What has happened in this case, killing this girl, turning me into a monster? I don't care anymore. I just want it to end. I need it to end. I can't take it anymore. I don't, like, can I please, like, just finally attack him now? So, wait, I have to kill the girl. I have to kill the girl. What the heck, man? This is no nightmare. Oh my goodness. It would be better if I just stayed in normal high school. Like, I know. No, Yama! I swing the pipe. The impact rushes straightly into her skull, spinning it cleanly. She doesn't have time to scream. I strain, expecting to fear, terror, and guilt. The only thing that overcomes me is a wave of nausea. Not the sickening blow, something on a deeper scale. A sensation that's slimy, incurable, murderer. I silence Rhoda, the boy screaming in fury. He should be swearing vengeance at me, bound to make me suffer for killing his sister, while Elder should be cackling. I don't get it. Yama, what are you? Who are you? Why do you ask? So am I just killing everybody? Like, I don't get it. Like, what do I do? Hello, Rui. The voice is plain and flat. Her eyes flicker to the pipe I hold. Hello, Yama. I see you're now attempting to escape. It would, of course, be useless for her to try, but that was not the deeper question I'm asking. Her lips tremble as they part, but she narrows her eyes determined. Because I believe in you, Yama. And I always will. She smiles at me, not because she's forcing it, but because she's brilliant and happy. Everything's pure in the world. I can't restrain myself from lifting the blood, brush the teeth. That would be your last mistake. Without hesitation, I raise the pipe and may you rest in peace, Huey, knowing it was for a purpose. What? 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 I don't get it. But there's no other option. Wait, how does that work? How does that work? Wait, was I supposed to not bring Ruru with me or something? Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna go back to here. Refuse the terms. Yeah, cause bring her. Okay. Wait. Let me see what happens if I reject all the terms first. Yeah, I'm gonna reject all the terms. Okay, okay. He does the same thing. Okay. Okay. I don't get it. Like, yeah, still bad ending. Okay, so if I refuse the terms the first time, yeah, I'm just like, okay. And I did this before. It's like I don't get it. Okay. Yeah, I did this. I don't like. Yeah, I don't get it. Okay, so I did that. So refuse terms. Accept the terms. It's like I'm really not getting this right now. So like yeah, I don't get it. Should I start from the beginning? I see what you mean. Okay, okay. Maybe I'm supposed to keep him distracted. Okay. Wait. Maybe for every time. Yeah, so okay. But certainly possible to overlook. So okay, so save here. Okay, so I'm gonna save here. Okay, okay. So okay. So in this one, because Rui's not tied up, I mean, because Rui's tied up, I can't do shit. So okay, okay. And is the link? Why is that last? Okay. Yeah. Okay, okay. So that's the case. Okay, so if I'm right, yeah, he's going through all his shit again. Okay, he's going through all his shit again. Okay. So that's part of my save. And I'm gonna stall again. I think I get 3. Okay, okay. Now, save again. And then I stall my turn. Okay, so he hits instantly. Yeah. So I'm gonna hit her again. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so relatively it's the same. It's the same shit. However, this time I'm gonna stall again. No, I'm at. Okay, so he's okay. Okay, I got it now. So he, yeah. Oh wait, why they did that? They really did that. I shall bring a unit. Give us as much time as you possibly can. I will. Nishimoto, given the choice between a stupid option and a stupider option, which would you pick? The less stupid one? Wrong. You pick neither. And wait. Okay. So, attack again. And then save. And I think I'm at the part where she will die if I don't try and stall again. Alright, so. Thought you were with us. Yep. Keep stalling. Okay. I'm gonna save again. Yep, I knew it. Okay, so with that, I have to hit her again. Or I could attack him, but the result's gonna be the same. Alright. So suddenly from outside the window, light blasts into the classroom, followed by the shrill overtones of a microphone. Thank you! Jaru, Ryota, stand down. You are surrounded. Release the students or we'll shoot you. Am I hearing things? Have I gone insane? Is the pain in my leg clouding my mind? Thank you. My eyes instinctively search out Ruri's. Her expression is a mass horror mixed with sorrow, mixed with relief. It's real then. She came. But even though she came, and then Ryota, he's frozen aside. His hands automatically patting down his pockets for his phone. The phone that I smashed to pieces with the metal pipe. And just solidifies my suspicions. He would have been notified if I managed to break that. If I had managed to break that phone. But what can we do? Paralyzed. And Rui, was hovering right above Rui, knife clutching right in his hand. Suddenly, he's recovered from his momentary shock. His face collapsing back into a tight smile. Well, looks like the party's over. I draw back a shuddering. Give it up, Ryota. You're surrounded. You're not getting out of this. Oh, I know that. Then put down your knife. Oh, kid. Can't you already tell? I'm feeling dread. Like my bones are being frosted over. Tell what? I care nothing about punishment. I do not fear death. All that remains is the beauty of suffering. Ryota, this is not a warning. We will repeat. The fools, surely they know better than a bluff when a staff member at the damn academy. A bluff. Simply put, if they wish to hit me, they must mow down the entire classroom. The windows are tinted for outsiders. They are blind as bats. How can that be true? I saw Ruri when I was outside the classroom. I could see it through the window. And the police, they have to have infrared goggles or some kind of thing. You must be lying. The Emperor in his new clothes. The Emperor in his new clothes. All the fools who believed they could see which they did not. Only a lonely soul, a little child, showed them the true path. He released another bout of laughter. I constantly dragged myself backwards, ignoring the pounding in my leg. Is this just another step in his delusion? He seems to be spiraling down an even deeper and darker hole. Come on here, my lovelies. You are the last entertainment I will reap from this world. He wants suffering. He wants me to suffer. His primary target of choice is obvious. Turns to Huey, eyes flickering in madness, as if the appearance of the police was the last switch to his sanity. Ryota, we will fire in 5. Pounces. Okay, so Ryota pounces at uncannily agility over the desk, flinging his pipe in Rui's direction as he draws his knife with his hand. Rui throws herself to the side, but she crashes into another desk, sending the wood splintering into her arms. 1! Fire now! I hear the rifle gunshot, but the spray bullets washes through the window, embedded wide like knives on the wooden table. The spider web cracks over the window, but not one penetrates. Bulletproof? That's what Ryota meant. Bulletproof. Wait, how was that not on the file? Snipers! The perpetrator is moving too fast, too quickly. RPGs now! Is you kidding me? Moto, there's a chance that it will kill the students. They're already dying. Those weapons fire now. Ryota ignores the commotion outside and tackles Rui to the wall. I hear the dull thump of her head slamming into the plaster. Nah, enough of this squirming. Ryota grips tightens around his neck. He raises his hand in one fluid motion without hesitation. He pins one arm over her head and then drives the knife forward, straight into her wrist. Then, Roy! I throw myself forward, but my legs scream in protest, helpless again. Oh yes, what a lovely color! He drags a finger along Rui's forearm, smearing blood against his palm, and licks it in utter bliss. My vision shudders in front of my eyes as the ache in my legs spreads into my head. You, dear child, shall be the piece de resistance. And with his heel grinding into my hand, he reaches into his pocket and pulls out something what looks like butterfly wings. Cold silver switchblade. No, Ryuna, don't! He only smiles wider in response, leaning closer until the switchblade hovers below her cheekbone. Your face, dear Rui, so lovely. It shall serve as an excellent base. No! No, please, no! What? Oh, okay, I get it now. Hold on, y'all. I get it now. Okay, I know exactly what to do now. Alright. So, if I'm right, this one was... Yeah. Alright, so I know exactly what to do now. Yep. Alright, I know exactly what to do now. Okay, so they purposely did that for replayability. Cause no matter what would have happened, I would have ended up still like, okay. Alright, now save again. Cause I think yeah, cause I don't think he lets me get away with it again. Okay, okay. This is the one. Alright, that's the one. But just in case I'm gonna check, but I'm pretty sure that was the one I needed. Yep, that is. Alright. So bring that back. Hit her. Blah blah blah. Okay. I know. I'm trying to hurry up and wrap this up. I got stuff to do. Alright. So now we're at this part. I'm gonna save again. Cause now Ruri's actually free this time. So yeah. Alright, save one more time. Cause I'm pretty sure it's only 2 for this one. It's only 2, right? Oh wait, no no no. It's 3. Okay. So this one alright, so save this one. Yep. Hit again. That's why I'm off live. I did not even realize that. Alright, so okay, so I'm back to here. I'm gonna save again. And this time I think this one's only 2. How long has this game been running? Yeah, about an hour. Okay, oops. I didn't mean to do that. Alright, so we're gonna start again. Oh my goodness. Okay, so save. And then if I'm right, this should be the last one. Oh, whew, that was close. Alright, start again. Okay, nope. This is the one. Alright, so again. Okay, I stall again. Stall again. And stall again. Yep, I remember these. Okay. And if I'm right, yep. Okay. So then load again. And then save that. If I'm right, cops should come as soon as I do this. Right? Falter. Really? Okay. Then outside the window, blast, blah blah blah. Jury Rarudo, stand down. You're surrounded. Release students. Will shoot you. Shit. Yeah, so While Ryudo's in shock, we have to run now. He'll chase us. He won't be able to stop. He won't be able to stop himself from chasing us. I lock eyes with Rui, then we jerk back to head to the door. Thankfully, Ryota is still transfixed on the scene without a gape in disbelief. Rui quickly slides from her desk and sidles along the wall. Painfully, inch by inch, inch on inch, she comes closer. Hey! I immediately seize her hand and we tear off, running as fast as we can on the shaky legs. We don't spare any words, we only shoot up the stairs and breaking onto the rooftop. Smartest thing for Ryota would be staying right where he is, using the two remaining students as hostages to secure his escape. But he won't do that. He'll chase after us, furious, bowling anything out of his reach to reach us in time. So at this moment, the best thing we can do is run. Yep. Alright, I finally got it. I finally got it. That was getting on my nerves, y'all. That was getting on my nerves. So the bitter cold, it blasts our faces. I lead Rui without break and stride. See the line that goes through the roof of the pots? Jump over that edge there. What? Jump. To her, she does, leaping over the railing and plummeting to the ground below, except it's not the ground but the school pool. Pool over which Yakio, Saki, and I stood last year with the umbrellas, hands testing if we would fly with them. I hated Yaigo for weeks after that moment. I never thought I would be grateful to have joined them. Rui lands safely with a splash and scrambles to the side as fast as she can. Force myself to wait, agonizing moments for her to swim out of the way, and then vault over the edge and, oh no you don't! An overpowering hand stretches my collar and yanks me back, crushing my windpipe against my jacket. I'm slammed against the ground on the rooftop, flat on my back. Ryuta stands over me, knife loosely handled between his fingers, toying with the edge of my collar with the tip of his blade. His face saturated with terrifying mix, fury, ecstasy, something sent chill down my spine. Cute. Really, really cute. He lifts me up and presses against the railing, sitting the flat of his blade against my cheek. No. Can't end this way. What a good-hearted soul. Ensnaring in the escape of Rui before you jump. Someone like you needs a reward. I abruptly turn the knife until the edge rests slightly on my cheekbone. I flinch instinctively, which only broadens his grin. If you want to beg, boy, now would be the time to do it. Like a rat through a maze, searching for its only chance at exiting. My mind races solutions, anything. Wait, no, wait. Nothing, wait. Do you wish to play a bigger role in society than an insequential pawn in this game of life? Or would you restrict yourself to confines of your own abilities because of her? My one last chance. Is this it? Being vaguely specific. I look Ryota square in the eyes, willing my voice to be steady with every last bit of strength. She was disappointed in you, wasn't she? The result immediately. Ryota grin drops and the grip on his knife loosens just slightly. His eyes turn completely blank. Unseen, I know for certain that in his mind he's recalling a dark moment, a terrifying memory, something locked away that he'd never let himself know, let alone a stranger. Remember, tears of regret, a whispered phrase, words that have nightmare every day since they were uttered. I don't allow myself to dwell on the thought before I get a grasp on what I'm doing. I'm already seizing the handle of Ryota's knife and turning the blade, shoving it in force I ever exerted in my life, driving the tip through his abdomen. His body jerks like a rag doll, but not word presses his lips. No sound to hear, squinch, tissue. Oh, The squinch tissue and organs against metal. For a moment there's silence, broken only by the distant flare of police sirens. His grip loosens, his weight falls on my shoulders, driving my arm painfully against the railing. A ragged whisper drifts to my ears. Such is our lot, Yama Ishimoto. We are a disappointment. Then with sudden strength, he grips my shoulders and trumbles over the railing, pulling me with him. My stomach lurches at the terrifying grasp of gravity as I plummet to the school below, falling from the roof, seized by a serial killer. This is what my existence has been. One struggle for life, another misstep, and a wander into the wrong direction. Now left with two innocent teenagers broke, bleeding, with their mind imperishable, even if their bodies are not. A man once intelligent, once admirable, now driven mad, a knife fixed in his stomach. A clean, polished school, ruined forever by a legacy of violence. And who knows how many lives shattered. The air tears at my face and clothes as Ryota's blood flies from his wound coating the front of my jacket. That's right, I stabbed someone. We crashed into the pool, stinging force. Tendrils of blood dispersed into the chlorine pool like spider silk. Ryota's iron grip on my shoulders loosened at impact. Bubbles gurgling from his blah blah blah. I'm no longer holding the knife, but I still feel the form and weight of his handles between my fingers. This is what I've done. For a moment, I let myself drift into the frozen water. There's no point in swimming up to the surface, really. Wouldn't it just be easier to just drift away? Come back to the world, I'll face a long hospital trip, court case, catching up on an essay about second week, well, about school and all that, taking the scams, going to university, some major, something or other. All this trashing another human being's system to a pope. Someone who might not have recovered physically and who will never recover emotionally. Is there even a point to this? Like, existing nihilism? The belief that there's no meaning, no value, nothing to life? I vaguely remember being terrified of the notion when I first heard about it in class. Most students laugh it off. How stupid, how depressing. Life has no purpose. Whoever made that up has issues. But it was too close to me. Living life homework, keeping my head down. The mundane stuff. Maybe I've been too hard to find meaning where there is none. Maybe I've been desperately grasping for straws to find some kind of significance in that insequential existence. From strictly technical point of view, this is not the time to be thinking philosophical thoughts. Being at the bottom of the pool, just an arm's reach away from a serial killer, probably with only 30 seconds left before I run out of breath and start drowning. Any sensible person would leave the Socrates session for another day and wait until all basic needs are met first. Because I'm not as sensible as I thought. Either that or I can't bring myself to be. You can lead a student to air, but you can't make them breathe. That's how, like, the saying should go. Maybe I should just sleep. Suddenly I feel so tired. Sick and tired of being sick and tired. I think I've been here before. Oh, that's right. This is a familiar world. There's a sign of the intersection. I think it's rickety, rusted, worn from use. There's no words, just two arrows, 1 point forward, 1 point backwards. I just like to stay here. A fork in the road. It's such a dangerous thing. It's so castawayish. Left, right, one time direction. decision, and it turns out that you run into an obstacle, then you find yourself wishing that you made the other choice. Then don't you start overthinking everything. What if I'd taken the other road? What if the other road was worse? What if there was another road? If only I'd looked harder. What if I hadn't taken a road at all? What if I've gone backwards? Two diverged in a wood, and I looked, took the one less traveled by. That was made all the difference. A poem written by Robert Frost, originally intended to be simple teasing joke and hint of playful satire at decision. But people saw it as something else. Even though they weren't poets, they started doing their own kinds of verses to the composition. Said the independence, the individualism, science, discovery, curiosity, free will, and human condition. Poor Robert Frost. Suddenly he had written an entirely different poem, even without touching his pen. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took. Heavily medicated doctor anytime he's coherent. Oh, heavy medicated doctor. Anytime he's coherent, he trashes around. We have to sedate him every time. How long? 2 weeks. The record. Here, sir. I assume that when he screams for her, he's referring to the other patient. We think so, but she's still recovering with therapy. We haven't been able to get her in here. What's her progress? She started speaking again after her parents came with the photo album. We're also hoping that the daily fresh air will help her walk. How about her arm? Psycho something like her legs. We'll be monitoring over therapy. Good, she'll likely be the fastest ticket to his recovery. But it might be a while before Miss Hayata is able to. Rui. Mr. Yamamoto, you awake? Can you see me? Rui. Mr. Yamamoto. Mr. Ishimoto, can you tell me? Where's Rui? Where did you take her? She's supposed to be here safe. Hold him down. Show me Rui. My own 2 eyes. Give her back. Give her back. Here comes the candlelight. Here comes a chopper to chop chop. Last man's dead. Sometimes I really wonder about children's nursery rhymes. Blah blah. Why we let ideologically. Children aren't supposed to deal with that kind of stuff. It's supposed to be innocent. Jack and Jill went up the. Oh my goodness! I'm not about to. Yeah. My world suddenly feels warm. What is that? What is happening? I suddenly get the impression that I'm awake. I think someone's holding my hand. Tips of my fingers feel warm like they've been cradled in a loving palm. Everything else drifts back to my eyes. Home. Home is here. Home is. Finally got to visit you. I'm sorry for the wait. I had to go through therapy to start talking again. I know the whole thing is over thanks to you, but whenever I close my eyes, well, I guess I'm really thankful that the doctors could help me. I just hope that it'll be the same for you. Well, I'll let you rest up. You'll need a lot of it. Oh, and this whole thing, doctors say I'll be out in a week. And apparently, all in my head. Honestly though, a wheelchair is not all that bad. I kind of feel like royalty. You know, they had those, what do they call it, sedans, and they got carried around all the time. I guess this feels like that. Oh, and Yama, I love I I love laughing at your grades. So hurry up and get real, dummy. I dream a little longer. My dreams are softer now. A little more delicate. Like lace instead of sandpaper. Oh, come on, yeah. Okay. I see a young kid grasping the hands of his older sister. In another world, the kid grows up more confident, more sure. He learns how to deal with bullies so that he won't bother his sister. He learns how to study hard and make friends and play soccer like all the other boys his age. He doesn't withdraw lost in his room. He doesn't keep to himself on the playground. He's a happy young boy who turns into a young, happy teenager. He goes to a prestigious middle school in the area, the academy, to follow his sister's footsteps because his family never left the city. His family never fled to a suburban little town 3 hours away from Ishimu. His family stayed because in this other world, there was never an event that had to do with a bus, blizzard, loose tread, a frozen river, and some driver that thought he was good enough to drive through that. So the young boy also stayed. Maybe he meets a lovely orange-haired girl at the middle school, and maybe he befriends her because she's lovable and bright and impossible to dislike. Or maybe he doesn't. Maybe he falls with a different crowd, see if different faces. Either he flourishes, loves his life, maybe dates once or twice, studies hard, college exams, and he passes with flying colors. And in this other world, he makes it into the university of his dreams. He studies something that he loves. He graduates, finds a girl, gets married. Maybe he has orange hair. Maybe she does, maybe she doesn't. Who knows? And maybe he finds a good job, has kids, smiles like an idiot when his daughter wraps her fingers around his pinky. He'll name her after his sister, the one who's alive and well, who married a decent guy and had kids of her own. That boy who turned into a teenager, who turned into a man, who woke up one day and found himself whole. Maybe, and he'll be wondering if this was all there was to life. Mm. I peel open, sluggish, like there haven't done so far a decade. My muscles feel weak and lifeless. Spindled slugs on a sidewalk. Throat's dry and my arm is smarting. Looks like I'm in the hospital. I noticed that a nurse is at my bedside, fiddling with the IVs on the table. She seems tired, drawn eyes tight frown. Clear my throat to get her attention. Excuse me. The words eject in the throat. Nurse jumps at the wrong noise but reflects when she notices me. Oh, wonderful, you're awake. Her voice is chipper, but I notice she eyes me with caution, like I'll lunge out of bed and strangle her if she makes any sudden movements. Do you remember your name? Yama Ishimoto. Good. Do you remember how you got here? By ambulance, I assume. I wheeze in dry laughter. Everything seems funny. Nurse eyes me for a minute and then presses the intercom. Doctor, the patient's awake. Can you speak with him? Then gives me a physical. Okay, they give me a physical exam, psychological, all that. Give all the answers correct. And now I'm ready to get back to life. Instead, they take me to a room with a plush couch and a contemporary lamp with a man who sits in an armchair who talk about my life. I've been through this road so many times that Fost is just skipping through the stuff now. And I can already predict what he's going to ask. But it's smooth and humorous process. Like I just slide through all that. Therapy makes me recall everything. Breaking limbs with a pipe, with my 2 hands, driving myself insane, stabbing someone in the gut, catching bodies. During the first session, I black out. They tell me later that I crumbled into a ball and refused to respond until Huey came. And Huey, now out of her wheelchair, has been in the hospital for 2 months. She said, Huey holds my hand in the next session. I squeeze it until I'm afraid that I'll snap my fingers just like I snapped those bones. She whispers, you're innocent. Don't worry. It was all Ryota's fault. You're a victim. I still feel the blood on my hands whenever sessions are over. I go to the bathroom to wash my hands twice, 5 times over. It still runs slick and steady over my wrists and into my forearms. And when I exit the bathroom, I stop for speaking for a few days. There's nothing to talk about. I have too many sounds to remember. Too much, whatever that word is, thrumming in the space between my ears. Rui sits by me, feeds me when I have no strength to lift the spoon, pulls the covers up to my chin like mom should have done. She tells me stories: a princess in the night, a detective and a bar singer, a celebrity and an unknown grocer. Some days I just sit and hold her hand, watch her eyes dance so paints imaginary canvases with her words. Speaking so much tires her out quickly. Sometimes she nods off in the middle of a sentence, so I lean her head on my shoulder and listen to even the rhythm of her breath. It's softer than a discord in my brain. Sometimes lulls me to sleep too. Just sometimes sessions where I remember everything, every last bit, and I lose consciousness again. They say they found me standing on the hospital rooftop, leaning against the banister with my arms spread wide as if I was walking in the city to a warm embrace. They instantly rushed me down, terrified that I tried to kill myself. Calm down, I said. My smile was distant. I was just enjoying the view. They didn't believe me, so I'm confined to my room for a while. No one is allowed to see me except Ruri, not even my own parents. They said it's because I didn't react well to their presence when I was delirious. So like the beast with his beauty, I'm holed up in a hospital room, counting the days until I can pass psychologically inventory. Rui brings gifts from others, envelopes and gift wrap boxes. Blah blah. Funded by Yakihiko's purse, of course. They're nice and the thought is touching, but I tell Rui to return them all. I plan on staying here, keeping the blood on my hands in one room. Rui cries every time, a heartbreaking, frustrated kind of crying, as she punches me in the shoulder and yells that it's not my fault, it's Ryota's. Why can't I get it through my head? But even if my brain agrees, my hands remember the scratchiness of the pipe, the vibration of each terrible impact, the oozing sinking feeling of a knife sinking into flesh. So I can only kiss her on the forehead and thank her for staying with me. She doesn't blush. She doesn't even look remotely embarrassed. In fact, I think I think that the gestures only makes her angrier. We're going to make you wait, Alma. She screams. This is out the window like some kind of oath. You're going to be just fine. And 10 more sessions. Stay isolated from family and friends. My parents pay for the sessions, but I see nothing more of them. Legally, they're allowed to see me, but they don't insist. They probably don't really want to see me anyway. They haven't for years. More days slip by. I wonder if my friends have moved on, gone back to school, prepared for the university exams, or started dating. When I start speaking again, I ask Rui how long have I been at the hospital. 2 months, 2 weeks, she says. Is it that? It feels so much longer. I continue my sessions, go for walks, eat hospital food, blah, blah, blah. It's not my fault. I decide to say this to the mirror every morning, even if I don't believe it. Maybe if I say it enough, maybe if I raise my chin, blah, blah, blah. It's not my fault, it's not my fault, it's not my fault. I stare into my reflection. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the most broken of them all? And it seems to whisper back, broken you may be, young man, but I see broken more still. Someone with nothing but blood in his eyes, no one to love, someone who fell into darkness until one day, to ease his pain, he had suddenly become a serial killer. Mirror, mirror, couldn't I have become that man myself? In another world, boy, damaged by an accident, growing up alone, reserved, without nothing but the shoulder, with the showers as his companion. That boy could have grew into a twisted teenager who could grow into a twisted man, but I think I understand. None of that happened. What more do I need to worry about? Maybe a disfigured innocent student. Maybe I stabbed a human being. Maybe I took part in a nightmare that never should have been dreamt. But in this world, in this circumstances, I'm not twisted. I'm not a twisted lonely boy. I grew up showered with love, showered surrounded by friends, given an ordinary school life. The me standing here now wouldn't voluntarily lift a pipe or a knife to someone that hurt them without a purpose, because I'm not anyone else. I'm Yama Ishimoto. Eventually I stopped talking to my reflection. I stopped washing away every half hour. I feel at peace, I think, or at least I stopped blacking out. Rue says that it's been 3 months since her hospitalization. Ishimu is now deep in the hold of summer with a blazing July, sun, humid wind. School is probably back in session. It doesn't stop us from receiving gifts, cards, and letters. Rui gets swamped by them. Of course, surprisingly, even though I receive a few, this time I return them for a different reason. Not because I plan on cutting off other contact, but because I plan on seeing them in person. Thank you. The both of us go through more psychological tests, and finally they open their doors. I don't expect visitors, to be honest. Although I'm bedridden after taking long walks around the hospital wing, I expect that the others have gone on with their lives. 3 months is a long time in a hurried pace of a student. But to my surprise, the moment that the hospital lifts my quarantine, 2 figures race into the room in a blur. Minion! It's Yahiko and Masato. Dressed in their school uniforms, they're practically bursting with energy. For some reason, seeing them brings tears to my eyes. Embarrassed, I turn away. Dude, these past months felt like forever, and I've missed my minions. I can't believe that this happened. I still remember you didn't come to school the other day. No one knew where you were, and Rui wasn't talking about you. Then suddenly no one could find Rui, and no one could find you. And a hidden mask comes coming down for the first time. I see Yakio's twisted in true pain. I was thinking that you guys were gone. Just like Haru, Shoji, Akane. He grits his teeth, shuddering. All I could do is awkwardly pat him on the shoulder. I've always known that each of Mr. Ryota's victims were connected to Yahiko, but for some reason I never actually considered what it did to Yakihiko. It's amazing, really. How could Yakihiko even stay standing? How could he still smile? How could he still laugh? He knew he were dying. My goodness, y'all. Alright. I need to put like a stop somewhere here. Cause I'm
DJ Young Sean mixtapes.
Bitches say they wanna cuff me, I'm hip. Low-key, they just wanna fuck me, I'm hip. Niggas going broke, buying liquor, trying to get bitches drunk just to hit. Talking down on the hoe, but low-key, he in love with that bitch, I'm hip.